I'm Sorana and I'm your current NUS Vice President for Higher Education. This year, the Higher Education campaign has been more active than ever before, and we've fought and we've won. With the Caps Off campaign, we've won access to postgraduate loans for students over 30, we've opened up the loans to all master's courses, and we've reduced their repayment rate. Secondly, together with the Black Students campaign, we've made attainment gaps a focus in the sector. They're now a key measure in access agreements, and we've got a commitment from BIS to work on the Black attainment gap at postgraduate level too. We've also launched a Liberate My Degree campaign to empower students to transform teaching and learning on the ground. Thirdly, we've had a robust response to the Green Paper telling the Minister that quality doesn't grow on fees, that our education isn't a product to be sold off and we shouldn't be paying more to access quality learning. We've done loads, we've had wins, but we need to do more. And in a challenging year ahead, stick with me to lead the fight. The Queen's speech in May will announce a higher education bill, with tuition fee rises and price differentiation from uni to uni, and with a top-down culture of metrics encouraging universities to game the system. If re-elected, I will fight using every avenue possible to ensure the teaching excellence framework is not linked to tuition fees and universities are incentivised through government teaching grants and not student fees. We also need to be defeating the TEF by showing that it is redundant. We improve teaching quality through partnerships, and NUS needs to be evidencing that and winning the arguments. We also need to be fighting course closures and working more closely with nations who will be disadvantaged by a volatile and expanding higher education system in England. We also need to fight to ensure that universities remain subject to the Freedom of Information Act. Access to education goes beyond home full-time undergraduate students. Part-time students' numbers are plummeting. Mature students and student carers are being forced out by inadequate support, while postgraduate fees are going through the roof. If elected, I pledge to lobby for scholarships in areas where participation has fallen, particularly for part-time students. We need to be campaigning to regulate postgraduate taught fees and for better course quality scrutiny so that master students are not treated as cash cows. NUS also needs to be supporting students' unions to campaign to fix international students' fees. Work on attainment gaps needs to continue and do so through student-led initiatives as well as pressure from the sector. NUS needs to empower students to tackle systemic inequalities on their campuses. Stick with me so that we develop course reps as organisers and creators of free, liberated learning environments. We'll also continue work on transforming assessments so that we tackle attainment gaps. I also promise to lobby the sector to focus on part-time students' attainment gaps for the first time. This government has been turning all funding for higher education into loans, creating the most expensive higher education system in Europe. They know it's unsustainable, which is why for years now they've been trying to find ways to sell off chunks of the student loan book, while we've been actively pushing against this. But rather than being reactive to privatisation, we need to be influencing the Treasury and designing a new funding model. The HE campaign needs to be building public opposition to the rising cost of education, and we need to be fighting for the reintroduction of maintenance grants, NHS bursaries, disabled students allowance and special support grants. We also need to be lobbying for postgraduate research public funding to be ring-fenced so that no cuts come as a result of the introduction of loans. Education is a right and not a privilege, so we need to be supporting our student unions and lobbying their institutions to create scholarships for refugees. I will also be lobbying government to increase the childcare and adult dependence grants so that they're bigger and also open to part-time students as well. So please check out my manifesto and my Facebook page. I really want to fight for you for another year, so at National Conference in April, make sure you stick with Sorana!